All right, we are live. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day to all those who celebrate. You know the drill by now. Spencer, JC, Steve, with you here on the morning show. Is it a what's the good alliteration? There is no good alliteration for Wednesday. We have turnaround Tuesday. You don't have anything good for Wednesday. Maybe we do, and I just can't think of it right now. Anyway, we got a good show today. Brian Lund on the show, Mary Thwaites on the show, Kenny Glake on the show, and you're here, which is great. So, chat, I see you. What's going on? Drop me a like, please, and thank you. And I got the guys here, so we might as well just start. No reason to blabber on any longer, right? Let's go.
All right, we're doing it. I bought Bitcoin this morning.
His mic sounds funny.
Does my mic sound funny? Hold on.
In case you didn't hear, JC bought Bitcoin this morning.
You were on here literally 2 days ago saying you didn't like
Are
the
we
idea.
good? Are we here? Are we good? Are we solid?
Yeah, you're fine.
Bought Bitcoin this morning.
Cool.
I bought Bitcoin this morning. I bought some Ripple. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I bought some Ripple, and I bought a CryptoPunk. So that's my week. So doing a little toe dipping, dip the toe. I dipped the toe in on Sunday morning when the Orange Man made his announcement, and I got stopped down in 2 seconds. And it was an irrelevant. I was just kind of feeling it, just see how it feels, and it didn't feel very good at all. And now we're back. We're feeling it again, right? Seeing how it feels. How it feels.
Hold on, JC.
Do you have any process for when you keep getting stopped out of these trades? You're just going to keep
if we're
trying?
not above 90, I don't want to be in.
So every time it goes above 90, you're going to buy it?
I'm going to buy a little, just wet the beak. You know, wet the beak. Like an amuse booze. Like, you know, when you go to bougie restaurants, they give you a little amuse booze before you go. It's lovely.
So the bet is that despite 99% of crypto assets having already completed tops, that Bitcoin will be that 1% that looks different, or the rest of the space?
I don't know. I guess we'll see. Like, you know, if we break out above 102, I'll have a real position that actually is meaningful. In the meantime, just going to wet the beak a little. I'm just a little appetizer. No big deal. You know, the steak will come. The dessert eventually. We're just getting maybe some mozzarella sticks here. You know, no big deal.
JC, just check your mic setting. You might be, now that I hear you, you might be on the wrong one.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
It says I'm good.
Oh, really?
Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check.
No, you see, the problem is I think you have a loose connection somewhere with your actual microphone. So now you're on the right one, but it doesn't sound as good because your mic is okay. And he's gone. Is he gone or is he coming back? I don't know. Well, let's see. Tell me when you think you're good, and we'll bring you back when. Let's let the grown-ups talk. We'll bring you back when you get your act together. Steve, you know what I've noticed? This is somewhat off topic. The last couple, I think it's 2 or 3 days in a row now. There's been a theme in the hot corner. A lot of executives are buying their own stock. Now, my initial thought there was probably this is just an earnings season phenomenon, right? Earnings are getting out of the way now. There are these blackout periods where you can't really buy anything. You're not allowed to, and now they're coming through that. And they're like, okay, let's keep buying. But still, it is interesting. You know, it is interesting.
The earnings blackout ending is definitely part of it. But I also just think they're buying the dip, right? You see the CEOs, the executives, they come out and they buy weakness. They buy these sell-offs. This is when they are most active, the Form 4 filers.
1, 2, mic check. Are we back?
But I think what you're referring to, Spencer, is just all the CEO buys, right?
A lot of them.
Yeah, there have been. Another interesting thing that stood out on the hot corner: these executives just keep buying solar, like all the way down. These charts are breaking, and they're still buying. We had a huge one from Sunrun CEO yesterday. couple million. They're buying in size. They're big Form 4 buys from CEOs, CFOs, people that we care about. And the charts are just showing no evidence of stopping. Still, huge levels were broken in solar. I'm still so interested, in this group. I think it'll have its time, but like, it's tough right now.
Before
These guys.
we go to the state of the markets, can we just point out how upset Strazza is that I bought Bitcoin this morning? Why
I'm not
does that
upset. I
bother
don't
you
care.
so much?
I just don't. I don't think it makes much sense.
Are we good on the mic? Because rarely do people tell me that I'm not loud enough.
I don't. I think it's great, to make a call and put your neck out, and try to catch a bottom in something.
Is it a call by dipping my toe in 90,000?
I think when the evidence is there, like, take a shot. Definitely. There's just no evidence on your side right now. So it feels a little irresponsible. Someone who weighs so much evidence, looks at so many charts, you can't really, you couldn't make a sound bullish argument to me right now. We could have a bull bear debate. I would wreck you simply because objectively, all the evidence is on my side and none of it is on yours.
Okay, why don't we do a little state of the markets and then we'll discuss. What do you say?
All right.
All right, guys. Are we good? Can you guys hear me? Mic check 1 2. All I need is one mic.
Well, we're not. I mean, it's good enough. We're not going to work through this right now. I hear you clearly, right?
That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Okay, guys. So we're looking at the Dow futures today flat. Nothing happening today. 42,000, just under 42,600. S&P 500 futures also flat, just under 5,800. Nasdaq 100 futures leading the way, up close to 0.25%. 20,440. 30-year bond futures are flat at 118. Crude oil actually down 2% today, under 67. Copper ripping all night, another 4.5% to the upside for copper, with China ripping $4.77 for copper. Gold flat, 29.20. Silver up over 1.25%, just under 33, with the VIX pushing 24. Holy cow. Volatility remains very elevated. Over in funny money land, we've got Bitcoin, of which JC owns, as of this morning, long Bitcoin, just under 90,000, up almost 3% on the day. That's 2,500 points to the upside for Bitcoin. Ethereum continues to suck. God bless, does Ethereum suck? 2,200, up 1.5% today. Solana down. Speaking of sucking, Solana 144, flat on the day essentially, with the total crypto market cap. Mr. Spencer Israel 2.9 trillion. What do we say?
What do we say? Yeah, I'm on the knife's edge here. I'm on the edge of the cliff. I'm about to capitulate on Ethereum. So I don't even
own Ethereum.
Yeah, dude, I've owned this thing for years. I've owned it for like 4. Okay, I'm pretty good at ignoring certain portfolios or positions that I bought with the intention of being in long-term positions, right? I bought Ethereum years ago, like at 2020 or 2021, I think 21, with the intention that it was a set it and forget it kind of a thing. Here I am a few years later, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Exactly right, JC. Why?
You should watch the morning show.
Oh, that's good. No, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I mean, it's not like it's a lot of money. It's not a large position, but it's in the Coinbase account that I don't check it very often. In fact, I almost never check it. Right. So, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I'm about to puke over here. But other than that, things are great.
All right, let's throw up the Bitcoin that Strazza doesn't like that I bought this morning. What about you guys in the chat? Do you guys like that I bought Bitcoin this morning?
I admire you for going back to the well. I like that you're trying again. Where's the chart?
Throw it up. I'll be right back.
I admire. So he tried once. He got stopped out. What did he say? Immediately? Something like that, right? He got stopped out quickly. But Steve does this all the time too with the breakout multiplier. You try it, doesn't work. You try it again. Maybe second or third time's the charm, right?
Nope. Scoop and score has been invalidated from failed move Fast moves. When you don't get the fast move, the pattern's broken. It's over. It ended the other day. Like there's nothing here. This will fail and roll over. I'm gonna buy so much fucking MSTZ today. It's crazy. It's just crazy. There's not enough money in the world for me to buy all of the
JC,
MSTZ.
we can't really hear you. JC, you were better before. Whatever you did was better before.
Is he still trying? Tell him it's good.
His off mic is fine. We're gonna roll with the off mic. The real mic is not fine. The off mic is better. Well, let's roll with the off mic for today, and we'll deal with it.
I'll tell you what the entry is. Whoever just asked in the chat. It's the same thing for me. All week, all last week. The entry is going to be the August 5th VWAP 9 out of 10 times these days.
Remind me the significance of August 5th.
The yen yo-yo. It was a big volatility day, and it marked a tradable low in the market last year. So throw up the index triple painter, right? This is it. MicroStrategy looks very similar at this point. You fade that VWAP from August 5th in the MicroStrategy, right? And you could use MSTZ as a vehicle, but MSTZ is a leverage, double, whatever, inverse fund. You don't want to be dropping VWAPs on that. You drop the VWAPs on the MicroStrategy chart, and then you go to your vehicle and you execute. I hope that makes sense. But this is it, dude. We talked about it yesterday. JC used the word Doge, not Doge like Dogecoin or Doge Department of Government Efficiency, but Doge with a J and an I. It means indecision. So we get this massive indecision candle yesterday. Big upper shadow, big lower shadow, right at that VWAP from August 5th, right? And that's where we dug in back in September. And then the major averages, S&P 500 and Dow did it again late last year, early this year, dug in at this level. This is the line in the sand. I think things get a lot worse below these levels on an individual, component basis. A lot of stocks are already breaking these levels. The sector spiders pretty much all below them that matter, except for financials. The ones that are above are defensive, right? So these levels are going. If they go in the major averages, I think this volatility, we haven't seen anything yet. I don't think we've seen anything yet. And in that environment, I think MicroStrategy short against that VWAP or MSTZ long, however you want to do it, is going to be a killer vehicle.
There are a great many tools that you guys have in your toolbox. Some I like more than others. And I swear, every time I see a VWAP like this, I think it must be a cheat code. It must be a cheat code. It must be, right? It can't be a coincidence that it works like this. So shout out to VWAP. I have no notes.
You know when Bitcoin will be a buy? When JC will be buying this falling knife in Bitcoin? When the chat stops freaking talking about it every morning.
Falling knife
crazy to short BTC heading into crypto summit. Dude, fell. Bullish news, positive news doesn't result in higher prices for this asset class anymore. Right? Have you guys got the memo? That stopped working months ago. Crypto summit. I'm going to NFT Miami this year, though.
When's that?
It's usually
the fact that they're even having, and did they have they had that for the last couple of years? I mean,
you haven't really heard about it.
Didn't NFTs get canceled?
There we
go. Did they cancel all of the NFTs? I'm going to some crypto conferences in Miami this year. I know that much.
I just bought an NFT. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago, I bought an NFT.
You sound great now. Yeah, CryptoPunks, you said.
I bought a CryptoPunk because I always regretted only having one, and it was down in the low 70s, and I got it. And I'm in the green. I'm up like 8%. Not bad.
I don't know. Like, is Miami NFT week not a thing anymore? Because their Twitter account is.
I don't think it is. I think that's come and gone.
I think it's canceled. That's
all
amazing.
So tell me, no, Sexy Fish. Do not eat at Sexy Fish. The food is not good.
But go there.
Yeah, go there, have a drink, go to the bathroom. The bathroom is sick.
Definitely go to Sexy Fish and go there to pee.
Yeah, go to the pee. Go to Sexy Fish, have a pee, have a cocktail, and get the hell out of there.
No, it's the best advice ever. It's really true. It's a super neat place. It's really cool. I enjoy it.
The wine list is actually good, but who's going to be drinking wine with sushi?
The whiskey list is really good too. They got all that crazy Japanese
You go
whiskey.
in there, you have a cocktail, you have a pee, and then you leave.
What are we talking about right now?
The bathroom is
Sexy
sick
Fish.
at the Sexy Fish.
It's a
But it's
Miami
one of those
staple.
sushi places. It's one of those sushi places that they put too much stuff, like on the sushi, like too many sauces. You know what I mean? I can't even taste the goddamn fish.
They're doing too much. It's too trendy. It's just too trendy.
Too trendy. That's a good way to put it.
And then you can go a couple blocks down. You go to the Sugar on the rooftop. That's nice too.
They got good looking ladies there though.
I like the Sugar. Yeah,
good looking ladies. The bathroom is sick. The food not very good.
I'm gonna be in Miami 3 times in the next 4 weeks.
Okay, can we got things to talk about here. Can we talk about China? Which Chinese stocks are we buying today, Strazza?
You got to be long. You got to be long JD and Baidu here.
Can you throw up slide 5? This is the old Hang Seng Shadow Hong Kong. Speaking of good food, good eating in Hong Kong, bro. Good eating in Hong Kong.
You got to get long JD and the Baidu for the ketchup. Okay.
Got it. So you're saying that JD and Baidu are going to go up and Bitcoin's going to go down? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, actually.
And then where does this like gloom and doomer crypto, Solana summer canceled, like crypto's over? Like at what point does that will you be like, oh, maybe it's not over? What does the market have to do for that, out of curiosity? Throw up the Bitcoin chart, please.
Price has to start rising.
That's a good see, now you're talking my language. Price.
The fancy headlines, all the bullish headlines, that's awesome. That's really cool. It's really cool stuff. But if price doesn't like it, there's really nothing here for me. So that has to change. That has to change dramatically. And maybe it is
90. Like this is let's say 91, 92, still nothing for you?
I've already told you a million times. Like, this is my process. I trade these patterns more or less the same way every time. It doesn't change. People in the chat probably know how I'm doing it. Dude, it's the VWAP from the pivot highs, the high of the top. That needs to be reclaimed for buyers to back in control. If you waited for 95, you wouldn't have been stopped out once already trying to do this.
That's true. That is true. But it was the amuse booze. So it's like getting that little strawberry jam and like throwing it over your shoulder and not.
That's how I'm gonna tell myself next time I lose money. It's okay. It was the amuse bouche. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, so that in all seriousness, that VWAP comes in around 94, 95.
I'm being serious. Like, it wasn't anything material. Like, I didn't care that I got stopped out. Like, it was fine. You know, I just wanted to just test the waters, and it was not good. It was not a good experience.
Maybe it's not even worth mentioning then if it was that immaterial to you.
Anyway,
I put it in the chat over the weekend when I bought it, so I mentioned it immediately.
Yeah, credit to him. He did do that.
You asked me about the China. I'm so over crypto. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Wow. Caleb Franzen's in here. Caleb, are we fading the shit out of Strazza's pessimism here?
We're going to fade the fuck out of Bitcoin right now is what they're going to fade. Pay attention.
Okay. Can we go to slide 6, please? You guys had a nice little laugh yesterday on Spaces making fun of me, my index work. I see. I keep receipts. Don't worry.
No, that was
I hear
Andrew Thrasher. That was Andrew
Thrasher giving me shit. Larry Thompson had a nice little laugh there. I don't think I forget. Let's talk about European industrials. Hard pivot from crypto and China to European industrials making new all-time highs. Let me ask you gentlemen something. In bear markets where the world is coming to an end, do we typically see European industrials making new all-time highs every fucking day?
Can I say that this is a very headline-driven trade right now? This specific index.
What headlines?
What headlines?
Yeah.
Europe is like rearming itself. This is a pure defense, like military.
Were they rearming themselves a year ago when it originally broke out, or is that just like a this week thing?
No, this is a reaction to like geopolitical developments. Okay, there's a reason that the defense stocks are ripping right now. The European defense stocks are ripping, right?
And a year ago?
No, this is a new thing.
Oh, it's a new thing now. Oh, okay.
The European
this
defense
doesn't count because of fucking Spencer's headlines?
I'm just telling you.
What are some of these names? No, dude, they've blasted off the European. European
JC,
they're up 10, 15, 20% coming into the week because of the Ukraine stuff.
JC,
Can we get a vote on the chat? Who's saying dumber shit today? Strazza or Spencer?
JC, if you zoom in on the chart and if you go back and look at like the time of when things happened, you can. This is obvious. I'm sorry, but it just is. Okay, so sometimes news follows the market. Other times,
I don't watch your cable news. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Like arming themselves? Like what does that even mean?
So there's been like a massive. So remember last week there was the thing in the White House in the Oval Office with
I
Zelensky?
do not. What was the thing in the White House in the Oval Office? I have no idea.
Doesn't matter. Is
this the thing with the chainsaw with Elon Musk and Mike Myers?
No. Bottom line, there's a lot of uncertainty around the war in Ukraine and who is responsible.
What does that have to do with European industrials?
Because the European military companies, the defense companies, are the ones that are in this index that are driving it higher, right? There's an underlying.
That's how you're justifying this, really? Is this like really like? Are you guys like trolling me? Are you guys? Is this serious?
God damn it!
Like, are you like really being serious right now?
Yes, I am.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
No, it isn't.
European industrials are breaking out to new all-time highs because what did you say? Europe is arming themselves? Is that what you said?
There's a military trade. There's a military trade on right now.
And what about the Hang Seng breaking out?
That has nothing to do with this.
Fucking arming themselves.
That has nothing to do with this.
In the Oval Office.
God damn, that has nothing to do with this.
I'm just soaking up this sentiment data.
I just don't understand. Like, what are you talking about?
You see,
Sweden is the Stockholm 30 index making new all-time highs because Europe is arming themselves?
I don't know what's in that index, but I haven't.
Hold on, is the Oslo index making new all-time highs because Europe is arming themselves?
I don't know what's in that index either.
Italy, Greece, and Spain making new 20-year highs?
The industrials
because Europe is arming themselves? Like what?
Come on,
what kind of like?
Zoom in on the chart. If you just zoom in and then go back and look at the timing of when things happened
Are we in the Twilight Zone? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God. Okay, we're going in circles here.
Is this the Twilight Zone?
I love the Twilight Zone. Shout out Brian Lund. Let's talk about Twilight Zone. Yeah, so good, so good.
I can't wait for Brian Lund to be in here. I feel like between the two of you knuckleheads, like I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Did you guys watch the president's speech last night?
I'm getting sushi with Patrick today.
I caught the recap.
Look how jealous Strazza is.
I didn't watch.
He's so jealous that I'm having sushi with Patrick.
I don't care. I'm not local.
You're little gel. We'll go to the Rangers game too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. All right. Now you're jealous.
Fuck. I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Doesn't matter.
What are you guys doing? He's coming to your talk tonight?
No.
Oh, you should invite him.
I'm gonna bring Rick with me though.
You don't think Pat would be interested?
No, like Pat's been around, like he knows, but it'll be better for Rick. I mean, Pat can come too, but like he's seen my presentations enough times.
All right. Wait, by the way, we have Kenny here, so in a minute,
bring out Kenny, and then I want to talk to Brian Lund and get some sort of like rational conversation here because the two of you today, I can't even with you. I can't.
You're the crazy one right now.
I'm the crazy one.
JC,
we're being level-headed and cautious. Also, you asked me about China. Build your dreams. You got the perfect retest. Perfect retest. This one ran away from us, flew out of this base. Hard retest. Bang. This is where you buy it. Build your dreams. BYDDF. Pink Sheets, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, shout out Pink Sheets.
And on that note,
it's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my cloth, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
this is Kenny. Are you there?
Kenny Glick, bring him out.
Kenny, what's going on
there
here?
He is.
What is this?
Kenny, I gotta tell you, man, I don't know that I've ever been happier to see you. Seriously.
Well, thanks. I'm happy to see you too.
Kenny's gonna be on my side.
Spencer, leave. I don't want you here. Goodbye. I can't with you. I need a Spencer break. I need a timeout from Spencer.
Oh man.
These two. I can't. Kenny Glick, my friend. Can we just have a conversation man to man about price action and not like this foolishness that I've had to deal with all morning?
Sure. I've come late.
I can't. I'm not even going to go there. Don't worry about it. I'm in the Twilight Zone. So let's get back to normal conversations about the faux show bro and the Andy Dufresne. The fact that those are normal things, like, goes to show you where the world I live in.
Yesterday was Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Arbor Day, Groundhog Day, all rolled into one.
Wow, tell me why.
It was the faux show bro that everybody waited for. So turnaround Tuesday faux show bro.
Yeah, especially the NASDAQ, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I came in again. This is why I love being a bear, and a bear that's been victimized by the faux show bro. So I came in yesterday looking specifically to buy the dip, but because it was turnaround Tuesday, generally, because Monday's gap was sold off, you'll have some gap. The market won't rally when you gap higher because it's susceptible to residual sellers that wanted to sell the day before. So when they start the market down, that's a good start because then they wash the sellers out and then you could build from there organically. So when that happens, again, it's not too often where everything you're planning for gets confirmed by the charts, but that was why yesterday was so special. We really came in looking for buying, but we started off shorting, we're crushing the Carvana, crushing the Qs, crushing the Palantir, and then here comes our faux show bro. So if you guys don't understand what we're talking about, right here's the VWAP. I think you see my charts now, right?
Yep.
All right. So, you're just waiting for it to, almost like a capitulation. So when stocks try to base out and they break new lows and they come right back, in this case, you kind of had a little bit of a test of your metal right here. But that's not where I was not convinced to buy the stocks until I saw a double confirmation. So when you fake out, shake out, this move right here usually is your breakout. So faux show bro, but it got rejected at the VWAP. That was good because then you knew that, okay, if you break that price on the second attempt, that's going to be the bigger move. So we sat there, we were very patient, and you got a double test right here. So it broke down, came back, and then it just broke down. It tried to get you out, and then it hit the same exact price. So the faux show bro is in place, but now you got yourself the faux show, and you got yourself the Kardashian bottom VWAP break. And I wasn't convinced yet. I wanted to see UVXY starting to go down. I had covered my short because our target was around 487.50. Nailed it. I mean, we're covering in here. I'm done with the short in this move. Just waiting to see. Again, I didn't want to jump the bearishness that I've been loving the last 12 days, but I'm not going to be on the other side of the faux show bro. So here's where the magic happens. You got the faux, you got your show, you got your VWAP break, you got your little Kardashian top break. This candle right there, my friends, where it tried to sell off. Now you're finally above the VWAP. It tested from on top. Boom. Bears are trapped. That's it. UVXY started to fall. We started buying stock right here. And look at that. That was the last pivot of the day. And then it was just off to the races. And what was amazing, and again, listen, when you look at this chart pattern, this is why it's so good. It emerges again. So if you didn't get in the first beautiful attempt, there it is again. So it breaks the recent support, comes back, and then makes another move. And just like before, where it tested the area where it broke from, double bottoms there, wham, there's another reason to believe. And again, UVXY was tanking at this time. And if you didn't get long here or here, that was another new confirmation. And what you like to see is late afternoon buying. That's usually institutional buying. And then bang. Now, I got to tell you, this move caught me off guard because I was selling into this move. I was out of the Qs by, 500, 501. This candle got me out of whatever I was in. I didn't partake in that. And I definitely didn't partake in that because it kind of caught me off guard that we gave back the whole move. But when you look at it now, you zoom out, it was just a VWAP retest. It pretty much held the breakout area. And they even faux show broed it one more time in the aftermarket. So I've never been this active. I hadn't been this active as a trader in 30 years.
I like the past tense version of the faux show bro. They faux show broed it. So it's like
faux show broed, or you got
verb
faux show
in the
broed.
past tense. Like, I like how you did that there. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't like Georgia?
Like you guys out in internet land, like this is, and I can tell you, I mean, I don't want to say I know everybody, but like I know a lot of people in this game. Obviously, I don't know everybody, but I know a lot of people in this game. I've been in this game for over 20 years. I did the New York City thing forever. I've seen a price pattern or two. I've met a trader or two. I could probably honestly say that I've never seen a better price pattern in my entire career than the faux show bro. Like, that's from the bottom of my heart. Like, if I thought that this was some dumb shit, I would be the first to tell you. I'd be
I
like,
know
Kenny,
you would.
I would, right? I'd be like, Kenny, I love you, but this is fucking stupid. But it's not. Like this, right? You know me.
Yeah,
This is
and it's
great. I
also,
love this.
thank you. It's a combination of chart pattern recognition, and of course, everybody knows that I am the universe's number one pattern recognition trader. If you know the inside joke, what's up? But when the charts meet the VWAP, that's what it's all about. So if you get that pattern, which has been a standard reason to be buying anyway, meets the VWAP, meets the Kardashian bottom, when all that comes together, that's the perfect storm of opportunity. And again, that's when you trade. And once again, sometimes these trades aren't going to work. But the beauty of it is when they don't work, your risk is staring you right in the face with those two prior low candle pivots. So it's low risk for medium and huge reward, because you got to remember, when they don't work, you just take your small losses and you can handle that. That's every trader knows. So yeah,
And
I mean,
at the end of the day, this is just like, it's a variation of some of the things that a lot of people we know, myself included, use in larger time horizons, sort of like a bull trap, or like, a bear trap, or like a bull hook, or a whipsaw. Like, all these people call them different things. You call it a faux show bro, and it has its own idiosyncrasies. But when I explained it to Michael Naus, he understood it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? He's a trained CMT. He's been around. Like, I didn't have to be like, well, answer any questions. He's like, oh, I get it. Like, in one explanation, he understood it right away. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, and again, it's when it all comes together. That's what's the great part. Like, especially if you're coming out of a downtrend and then they try to shake you out one more time. Yeah, I mean, it's all different varieties of it, and then you also have the variety from the top. So again, just like the market's doing right now, 2 weeks ago or about 3 weeks ago now, you had the blow off top rollover, which is basically the opposite of the faux show bro coming from the top. So again, yeah, it's just round and round we go. And that's why I love this. I love the environment right now. And again, if you guys are watching this market, you should be looking to stay short, because, again, these markets are they're getting a little more interesting every day. Okay. And yesterday was turnaround Tuesday. I don't think we're going to get the fireworks we've seen Friday, Monday, or yesterday. I think they're going to be a little consolidation today. So I'm going to be a little bit, sit back and wait for the fireworks to begin. And again, if that's after 15 minutes into the open. But right now, if you're watching the ones that we're looking at crowd. It's already been a payday. This is classic faux showing right here. And again, if you get it underneath the VWAP, they're shaking you out. And again, I didn't trade this one because it's a little bit illiquid, but you broke the VWAP, you came back, and then you broke back above it. And there's your entry. And like I said, when you're trading this setup, the prior candle lows are your stops, if you will. Again, there are no stops in the pre-market, but that's where you can identify the risk. And if you know why you're buying, where you think it's going, and what your risk is, there's not much left to know about the trade. So, and that's why we just stick with those. So,
all right. So crowd, what else? What else are you looking at this morning?
You know what I'm looking at? Well, that MASH trade, thank you very much, turned out to be phenomenal. MASS, faux show broed 8 times in one day, and every one of them worked. I won't talk about that one because I don't know not everybody likes these little weird stocks. But here's a little weird one for you. EOSE. We had some fun with this as a swing trade, at about $1. This was coming out of the Kardashian bottom about 3-4, about last year. And it went parabolic. So this one I got my eye on. I don't know much about it. This came right off a message board. Somebody said, hey, do you think this is a faux show bro? And I was like, yeah, I'm in. And a Kardashian bottom. It actually worked out a lot better. So they reported earnings. I'm keeping my eye on that one.
So it's not that small. This one's just under $1 billion. This is an industrial stock from New Jersey. Shout out New Jersey. Underrated. Okay. New Jersey. All right, cool. Underrated state. Shout out Jersey.
Right on. What else is there? There was the crowd. There's the Credo, which is getting smoked. All right. So this was the chip stock that we had a lot of fun. This was one of the biggest Andy Dufresne's that we had in a long time. Bang. Look at this. This thing was dead money for over 2 years. And then woof, when it came out of that Andy Dufresne and ripped. So now this stock just, got hammered on earnings and is continuing to get hammered. I'm looking for a buy on it because, again, when the stocks get hammered, I look to play the counter trend move. Right now, really no reason to buy. But you see that little candle right there, 49.50? I'm looking for 49.50 because 49.50 gets you back to this 50 breakdown. You probably rip up to 50.5. So I got my eye on the Credo. Let it bleed again. Let them wash all the sellers out at the beginning of the day, and then look for that faux show, bro. I'm looking for Credo on the long side.
Love this. What about this dollar completely falling apart? Do you just ignore it and are looking stock by stock?
I do. I do ignore it. Yeah. Well, my traders, they're big fans. They love watching. You know, we're getting some savvy traders. Thank you for introducing me to some of your crew. We got guys that are watching dollar. We got guys that are, you know, watching the VIX now. We got guys, you know, very, very good group of people. But I don't actually watch it because I'm just about the candles and the price action. I don't even watch the news anymore. I really don't.
No, good for you. Spencer's telling me about like some like armory in like Europe, and that's why industrial stocks are up, like some crazy like conspiracy theory. I can't even. So right. I appreciate you, Kenny, just ignoring it all. I'm one of those. Like something happened in the Oval Office last week. Like,
oh, don't act like you don't know.
Lewinsky back. Like,
don't act like you don't know,
hey,
Kenny.
Listen, I rarely go on Twitter anymore. I'm starting to grow my hair back. That's how much.
Speaking of suck my Nasdaq, shout out Monica Lewinsky.
All right, listen, guys. Kenny is live trading these names and more in his room. Hitthebid.com. Check it out. Get in there. Get involved, and Kenny will catch you on the flip side.
Georgia basketball, baby. We're gonna get in this tournament. Let's go.
Oh, on the bubble. Seriously, on the bubble.
What a Georgia fan he's become.
Good luck with that. All right.
Hold on. Can we, before we bring in Brian Lund, Strazza, bring in Strazza, please.
Strazza can bring himself in.
Throw up. I want to throw up slides 4 and 5, and then we'll bring in Brian Lund. This is like really important. Like seriously, like all joking aside, the dollar's getting the shit kicked out of it. Like the dollar is getting destroyed. Failing right at that 61.8% retracement of the entire decline from 22 to 23. And then when you zoom in there on the next chart there, Spencer.
Oh, zoom in's fun.
There you go. Look at that. Wow. Literally completely falling apart. So is this a reason to sell stocks? Or is this a reason to back up the truck, buy the stocks, the China ones, the German ones, you buy the crypto, you buy the crypto punk, you buy the NFTs, you eat sushi, and you drink champagne. Like, is that the move?
This is a good chart. This is a good chart, right?
Is this because of something that happened in the Oval Office last week?
I mean, everything's connected, right? I was talking to Barloni on Sunday. He was telling me about Jupiter. I mean, yeah, it's all connected.
The Oval Office. Get the fuck out of here.
All right. No, enough about that. We got Brian Lund. We got Brian Lund in the house.
Bring him in.
All right.
Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Mr. Brian Lund, boy, am I happy to see you, my friend.
Oh, that's so nice.
I usually am, but today more than ever because I'm dealing with these two knuckleheads, and I just can't. I can't do it.
Okay. So you're assured I won't be a knucklehead as well. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's such a high bar that no matter how much knuckleheadedness you can have today, I don't think you can surpass what's happened so far this morning. I mean, they're telling me that like these European industrial stocks are going up because of something that happened in the Oval Office last week. And then like
Brian knows.
What happened in the Oval Office?
I don't know.
Seriously, like no joke. Like what happened? I would love to hear what is so important that could possibly happen.
This is that big like character that you see like on a TV show and you go, that can't be a real person, right? This is JC saying like, what happened? And I'm like, does he really believe that? Or
what happened? I swear to God, I have no idea what happened last week.
Well, there was a meeting between Zelensky and Trump. And
that's what you guys. That's what you guys are talking about.
I assume that's the big news I saw.
That's really what this is all about. I swear to God, that's really what this is about.
It's not like any one thing, but like that led to some other meetings with some other world leaders, and yes, that meeting sort of set the tone for the fact that maybe America is not on Ukraine's side, but Europe definitely is, right? So Europe is like, gung ho, right?
What
Like
does that have to do with my portfolio in the stock market?
So look, I don't know how much this has to do with the market as a whole, but here's the takeaway, right?
the trap.
So when we kind of said no to Zelensky,
I'm back.
all of a sudden Europe got together really quick and said yes, right? And they all talk about now they're upping their defense budgets for the long term. That could have some ramifications for the defense industry. Like there's some long-term things there. It is a seat change.
So European banks are making all-time highs because of that too? Is that
possibly.
I rest my
Possibly.
case.
But remember, JC, you asked. Okay.
But European banks are making all-time highs because of that too?
Sure.
Is that a thing also?
They're playing politics. But the bottom line is we're done paying for this war, and they want to get out of it in a way where they look as little bad as possible.
It's not
Again,
only this
what does that
war.
have
It looks like
what does
we're
that have to
done.
do with Hank Sang making new highs?
It
and
looks like
Italy,
we're
Spain?
done underwriting Europe, and this is also another key macro thing. One of the reasons that Europe can afford its very socialized system is because they don't have to put money towards defense. So you could make the argument if they have to reallocate a lot of their budget to defense, that could affect other parts of their economy or their population. So there are some big macro things. I don't know what that's going to matter on a 5-minute chart at the open, but
Did you guys hear him call her Pocahontas last night?
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter today.
This is Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah,
He said it right in the middle of his speech.
I mean, he could call her way. She's a terrible person.
Anyway,
call her way worse things.
Brian, send us over this chart. What's the point here?
I feel like I'm on the McLaughlin group. So look, I'm not a big
the kids these days don't know what you're talking about.
They don't know. That was a
know what
bad
that
reference. Sorry. So look, I'm not a big macro guy, but every now and then I look at the weekly charts. This is a weekly chart of the SPX, and you'll notice that going back to I think it was October of 2023, it's never closed on a weekly basis below that median of this Bollinger Band, right? It's open below it, but it's always closed above it. And now we are, for the first time in a year and a half, maybe going to close below that level. And I think that could be significant. He says, waiting for a great reaction.
Oh,
Looks
sorry.
like a mess. Looks like a mess, Brian.
Shut up.
Doesn't it?
Whatever.
What do you mean?
A mess aesthetically, or a mess in terms of price?
The market itself. No. I actually really like your big arrows.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, like when your arrows are bigger than your candlesticks, like that's giving it to them.
Yeah, this is like a chart I give to my grandma so she can see exactly.
Oh, I like it. I'm into the. I'm totally bullish. Large arrows.
Nice.
But the market itself, just like from, it's messy, right? There's a lot of messiness.
Yeah,
Well, there's obviously we've seen a lot of volatility in the last few weeks, and this is something we talked about last time I was on. No matter what you feel about Trump, good, bad, whatever, he is president noise, right? He is always creating noise that is causing the market to react. It's hard to find the signal in there. And I think it's going to be an interesting 4 years, and traders are going to have to buckle in, and I think maybe refine the way they approach the market.
So what are you doing? Have you made any moves, or is your view of the tactical or the long-term trend changed at all with the volatility over the course of the past 3 weeks?
Yeah, so I'm kind of at that age where I'm really trying to not be as hyper focused on a day-to-day basis. I mean, you have to be to get in, right? It's all about your entries. But once I get something moving in my direction, and if I have a longer term view on it, I've been doing a lot of different things to hedge the position so that I can stay in it, involving options, scaling out. Didn't work too great the last 2 weeks. Probably not the best time to be doing that, just because the market really tanked. But right now, from a tactical standpoint, I'm pretty much flat short term. I've got a couple longer term positions that I hope by the time I retire are profitable, but that's it.
Yep. So you've added a good deal of shorts then recently.
No, I don't. I don't really like shorting. I used to short a lot. I don't as much. I will short NQ when I'm scalping.
Yeah.
But so what I'm doing is I'm looking at stocks that are showing good relative strength. I mean, this isn't, rocket science. I want to see stocks that have barely budged during the last couple of weeks, and those are the ones I want to keep my eye on, so that if we do get a stabilization in the market, those are the ones that I'll be looking at.
Give me some names.
Yeah, I knew you'd ask for that. So let me put on my glass. Let me put my old man glasses. So I think this one name that's been kind of hot and it has not budged is ASTS. This is really.
I was joking with Alfonso.
Wait, I've been saying that too.
I said ASTS looks great, but what else is new? I've been saying it looks great since last summer, I feel like.
Yeah. Even though this name had a down day yesterday, it is barely budged during the last 2 weeks, and that's ICE, right? Intercontinental Exchange.
Yep. The whole group is hot still. Yeah.
Yep. I think another one that had earnings yesterday was up big, and I like the strength in the face of this market is Okta. And Okta is one of those names that looks like it could come out of a stage one if it can get above like 112.
I saw this yesterday too. It's a beautiful base.
Yeah.
112, sure.
Another one
VWAP from the prior cycle highs comes in right there too.
Yep, VWAP. Another one that looks strong is SE.
Right? Not a shipping stock.
Got long yesterday. Love it.
Yeah. And then there's just a few that have again, they haven't really budged much. I'm not sure they're set up in terms of like chart patterns, like just, Netflix, Spotify, Experian, Roblox. They haven't reacted too bad in the last few weeks.
You know what yesterday for SE was?
Can I take my glasses off now?
I remember back last August. It was August 5th. It was a bad day for the whole market. Nothing was going up. Palantir came out, announced just killer earnings report. But the stock was like down 10, 15% in the morning because everything was. It was the yen day, the BOJ day. That was C Limited yesterday. Their earnings report was so good, but the whole market was down. So you could have gotten this one, I think, on sale. I don't think you've seen the earnings reaction yet.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's tough to buy any stock when you have the sort of volatility we've had. But again, those are going to be the ones where once we do stabilize, assuming we stabilize and the market resumes the uptrend, those I think are going to be the bigger winners.
Yep. Love it. No China for you though?
Yeah. What's up with that, Brian?
Yeah. China and crypto are my kryptonite. The thing about China is I'm just always worried I could wake up in the morning and there's, accounting scandal or something. And,
see, when you buy it, you assume that's what's going to happen and you're good with that. In fact, some of us root for it. I'm rooting for it. I hope they're huge scams.
You won't trade them though? You won't even trade them?
No, I just, again, I think in my life in general, I wake up and I look what's in my bucket and what can I throw out of the bucket, right? What shit can I not worry about, not pay attention to, not focus energy on? And I've gotten more and more like that over the last 5 or 10 years. I have a big enough pool of stocks that I can always find something, or if not, I just sit back. So I'm not really into chasing the hot stock. I mean, the hot sector. Like I'm never gonna trade solars probably. Right? It's not my thing. No.
They look terrible.
Pot stocks, new lows yesterday.
MSOS is going to zero.
Dude, how is it not at zero?
How is it not delisted?
Dude,
how are there still people out there that are bullish on pot? Like I don't understand that.
Wow. Should we just do it?
No,
don't.
But solar is so interesting. Still, I've lost so much money trying to buy solar stocks.
I was actually looking at them this morning.
But they just look. Every time I look at them, I'm just, man, they're spicy, really spicy. Best short interest in the whole market.
Like something like solar has to be a long-term play. Like you have to see these big shifts, right? And so if that's the case, maybe you invest in an ETF. And it's just a long term. But in terms of trading vehicles, like I want something that's liquid. I want something that's not choppy. I want something that has a tight bid ask, and doesn't, again, wake up and have a 30% overnight drawdown.
You guys want to take a quick look? Just to, if you have a weak stomach, close your eyes. But why don't you put that up there?
The Oslo exchange?
We could look at the Oslo exchange index making new all-time highs. Is that because of Trump's Oval Office antics?
I'm sure it is. Show me more things I can't buy.
You can buy this if you want.
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh wow.
No, I
Oh,
literally
wow.
can't. I couldn't buy that.
MJ
I
is
get
worse, I
rules.
think. That's the Canadian one's MJ.
Yeah, but they took away YOLO, right? They took away the best one.
Yeah, I think they delisted that.
I actually saw a headline this morning about maybe Trump doing something, but no. Probably, I mean,
Can we buy that ticker symbol, JC?
Which one?
YOLO.
YOLO?
Yeah.
I guess.
Want
I mean, you could. I was always waiting for J.C. Penney to go bankrupt so that I could take that one.
JC.
And
What about ASC? Is there an ASC stock?
there is an
JC
ASC.
Penney's not bankrupt. Are you sure?
No.
No,
JCP is gone.
Okay.
ASC is Ardmore Shopping Corp.
Of course it is. Yep. Of course.
you guys want to hear my?
Nope.
You guys want to hear my quick solar story?
I would love to hear it.
This happened last night. So
that was the salesman.
Yes. So I was expecting someone at my house to help me install something at 5:45. At 5:45, the doorbell rings, and it was not the guy I was expecting. It was a door-to-door salesman from one of these solar companies talking about community solar. And one thing, like blah blah blah, yada yada yada. I was with this dude for like a half hour last night. Yeah, and it wasn't until like the very end of this process, and I was like, wait, stop, time out. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't want to be a part of this. But he nearly got me.
You bought solar panels?
No, not panels. It was a community solar project, which I know that community solar is like, it's the concept is not a scam. However, there are less than reputable companies, and it's not basically the pitch was this: knocking on my door. Hey, I want to see if you guys got a discount on your last month's utility bill, because you can get 20% off your utilities, yada yada yada. So I played ball with this guy for like 20 minutes last night, and basically got to the finish line of signing up, and I was like, wait, stop, no. The voice in the back of my head was like, don't do anything. So I didn't, but I came dangerously close last night to signing up. Yes, it's Arcadia is the company.
Someone right now, that guy's telling that same story to someone else. I almost got him to sign.
He had me on the hook. He had me on the hook for like 20, 25 minutes. He was looking at my bill, doing some stuff on the iPad, this, that, and the other.
He's like, I met this guy. He had a last name for a first name. It was wild. He looked like Ernest Hemingway. Like he's just telling his buddies war stories.
So I did confirm that I didn't actually sign up for anything last night, but I showed him my utility bill, so he saw like my account number and all that, which is I guess is not great, but whatever. But yeah, it wasn't panels, it was a community solar project where I can get 20% off my next bill if I just go into the program.
You might need to get out more, Spencer.
That's the thing, is I am normally a very skeptical person by nature. I question if someone is nice to me, I'm suspicious of that. I'm suspicious of everyone. I don't talk to strangers. I don't do anything.
It's a little cynical.
Your wife is a very lucky lady.
Life is about balance. Nice. She balances me out. She's nice, and I'm skeptical. Anyway, I almost fell for it. Is the bottom line. So, I don't know what the message here was. Keep your head on a swivel. I'm just
impressed that you actually talked to, like, the minute I open a door and there's someone that I don't expect there, it's boom. Now my wife will sit there and go, oh, I can't, oh, well, and they'll just keep talking, but I just boom, close that door.
Yeah, no, I mean, I should have, but he had me on the hook. I could save 20%. Yeah. I was already waiting for someone to show up to my house. I don't know what got into me last night, but anyway, that's my story. Sticking to it.
So we're buying solar?
Dude, I don't know.
Spencer almost is.
I almost am is the bottom line.
Brian Lund.
Yes.
Thank you, Spencer. How much do you think about the intermarket? Like dollar and rates? Getting
the shit kicked out of it.
Do you think about it?
When I do the Lund Loop daily update at the end of the day, I go through all the indexes, what happened, and what our daily charts are, and then I go to what I call my macro, right? Which I go through the ETFs and I go through Dixie and I go through TLT, and I don't really assign any like macro. I can't interpret them except from a technical standpoint. So I do watch them in that standpoint. And there have been times, when they're really correlated, right? Like maybe Dixie's going a certain way and the market's going a certain way, but then sometimes they break correlation, especially in transition times. So I do point them out, but I'm not, like, I couldn't tell you what a lower dollar is going to result in terms of my world, if that's going to matter. In fact, I would go to you guys. That you would be the people I would talk to or listen to.
Flip the book Chinese equities and go get some sushi. That's what it means.
In
that order.
International stocks have continued to do really well with a lower dollar, just like we thought they would. But a lot of other things have not. Looking at U.S. equities, cryptos, even commodities. Copper's trying.
Copper's been ripping in everybody's face when they're telling you that recession and bull market canceled. Copper's just shoving it right up their asses.
Pull up a chart of Freeport
big
McMoran
candlestick
every
right
now and
up
then.
the
Why
butt.
don't you look yourself at an FCX chart, okay? Because
FTX?
FCX, right? So that's the vehicle that people use to express a bullish copper theme in the market, and it's trading at what?
Freeport McMoran?
Yeah, Freeport McMoran. So look at Freeport McMoran and look at copper and tell me that Freeport McMoran is a good way to play copper.
I'm not. Listen, I don't make the rules. This is how people do it. That's true.
Well, you're literally watching them not do it.
Copper stocks are not confirming the strength in.
Who's talking about copper stocks? I'm talking about copper.
Elon Musk wants to eliminate the penny, so that could. It'll
never happen. It'll never happen.
But why? Why can we eliminate all the coins and just round?
I think because it costs 2 pennies to make 1 penny, and that's just dumb.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, is that true?
Yep.
You think that's true?
There's a very good, very long article in Bloomberg like a year or two ago about this, and I learned a lot. Bottom line is, the takeaway is it won't happen. There was like a very powerful lobbying firm that's behind this, and they like have the contract to provide the copper or something, and it's like
Brian, have you read the book Bitcoin Standard? The Bitcoin Standard?
Yeah, it's right here. Of course not. Well, I have a life. Hello.
I love how you guys just love making fun of me. I highly encourage you to read the Bitcoin Standard.
Yeah, because you never make fun of anybody, Jason.
Oh, my bad. It was not Bloomberg.
Right.
It was the New York Times.
Fine. Listen, joking aside,
yes,
read the Bitcoin Standard because it actually has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Actually. And the first like half of it is just all about like ancient currencies and like things that different civilizations use for currencies. Like if you're a market nerd, which you fit the bill, I think you'd really enjoy it. Like it's really fascinating. The book Bitcoin Standard has nothing to do with Bitcoin, and it's like a really angry guy author who's an author too. So just keep that in mind. Like he's got a bone to pick with like society or whatever. So keep that in mind. But
speaking of copper, there's a guy out here who's been on this copper play for about 20 years. I'm not kidding about this, okay? He has a massive warehouse in South County, and all he's been doing is warehousing crates and crates and crates of pennies, right?
Where?
He's actually funded by an investment group. And his thesis is that because a penny, like a new penny, I don't know how much copper's in it, but an old penny apparently has more copper than its value, right?
Right.
So, but you're not allowed by law to melt down U.S. currency. So his theory is that at some point they're going to get rid of the penny, and then when they do that, you'll be allowed to melt it down. He'll melt down all that copper, and then all of a sudden have tons of money.
That's not a bad idea, but it sounds like a lot of work for something that's
like a lot of
worth
work.
Much.
It does sound like a lot of work. But here's the other thing too: if all of a sudden the U.S. government does not make pennies anymore, then won't there be way much more supply of copper, and wouldn't it go down? Like it just seems, I don't know. It's interesting though. You said market.
That's a great point too. I don't understand these markets enough. I think you go straight through the dime though, right? You wipe out the bottom 3 and you just leave the quarter. And
I'm with Strazza, the quarter.
And people should use more silver dollars.
I just dropped the link in the chat. It was New York Times Magazine. It was from last fall.
Of course it was.
Very good article about the penny and about the conundrum of what do you do with all these pennies. And
I'm sure everything written in the New York Times was true. I'm sure it's all factual.
I agree with you on the silver dollar, Steve. I hated it when they took away the silver dollars from the slot machines in Vegas, and now you get a little ticket, right? Like when I hit that jackpot, I want to hear clicking, clicking. You know,
For all those jackpots you hit, right?
My grandparents would give me
I
like
hit a few.
silver dollars and like
Have
$2
you?
bills growing
Yeah.
up. You
Dude,
don't
I've
see
hit
them
some.
anymore.
I've hit some $4,000 jackpots on video poker. I hit
That's
that like
not nothing. That's not nothing.
That's not nothing, dude. I've hit that 3 or 4 times.
That'll get you like what, like 1,000 ounces of copper?
Yeah, or maybe a steak at SW Steakhouse.
Now
I
we're
might be
talking.
going. I might be going to the Hard Rock.
Very
this
good
weekend.
sommelier there.
Well,
All right,
so,
give us
yeah,
one more.
I know
trade,
that
Brian.
because I was just there with Mr. Fahmy last week. So
I'm sure you were. All right, I want one more stock and then I have a question to ask you. Go ahead, give it to us.
yeah, real quick, I got to tell you this. So they were serving different wines. I don't know anything about wine, right? But I like this one, and so I said to the sommelier, I said, you know, I like this. It's very earthy, and he looked at me like, yes, sir, it is.
You know what it was?
It was an Austrian wine. It was a white wine. It wasn't like a sweet wine. It was really good. And I'm not even a big wine person, not even a white wine person. But
it probably wasn't earthy. It was probably, if anything, there would have been some like slate, like a little bit slatey, a little bit like metallic.
That was my other thing. I was going to slate after that.
I like this though, Brian. I might start doing that. JC, how would that go? Like if I could I just mess with a sommelier and say crazy things? Right, like this. I'm getting hints of sardines.
Just understand that
it's all sardine.
They're all broke. Like they don't have any money. So like, be nice to them. Like they're not like these like rich guys. Like they're not like they're not like douchey rich guys. They're all broke. They're all like
I'm pretty sure the sommelier at SW Steakhouse does just fine. And second of all, I wasn't making fun of him. It really did taste earthy to me, and I just thought I'd take a shot. So
no, all right. All right, you do you. Just be nice to the sommelier.
I'm nice to everybody, especially.
Strazza could be an asshole.
Yeah, no. I was a bellman. I was a busboy. I totally appreciate that sort of job.
Yeah, you're wrong, Jason.
Hold on, we got to go. Give me a stock, and then I have a question for BC.
I just gave you 17 of them. Octa. Keep an eye on Octa.
What's your favorite one, though? What's your favorite one?
ASTS. Yeah, AST.
Calls are common. How you doing?
So I laddered into that 2 different positions. The second one I wrote at the money calls. This was like 3 weeks ago, and then I've covered them. I'm trying to work on getting my cost basis down using at the money calls. So.
I love that.
Brian, I got to talk to college kids later tonight. I'm speaking at Fordham.
Oh, nice.
Jay Woods is a professor there now. So I'm Jay Woods is a professor there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm speaking for what should I tell him?
What's the topic? What's the class? Is it a business class? Is it a
I can talk about anything I want. I could talk about wine. I could talk about markets. I could talk about, zoo animals. Like, what do you think I should say?
Well, such a wide set. I would just tell them, like if you're going to give them career advice, I would just tell them to focus on their skill sets that can transfer to any job or any career that they have, because they're going to change so many times in the next 20, 30 years, not like our parents who had one job, went like that. And I would also tell them to learn about markets, because I think you learn so much about life and your own psychology. Like when I was in Vegas, I did this whole presentation at the Money Show about getting yourself out of the process of your investing and the markets. So there's a psychological aspect to markets. So yeah, I talk about those 2 things.
Tell them they haven't learned anything important yet.
Real question. Do you think it's inappropriate for me to tell them to stay away from the drugs and the hookers?
No, I think that's good. That's good advice.
Because that's the advice I normally give. Like, if you're living in New York City, you got a few bucks, stay away from the drugs, stay away from the prostitutes. And if you could do that, like, you're so far ahead of the game. Like, that's real life advice.
I think you
stay away from the drugs, the hookers, and the NFTs, and they'll be good.
I bought an NFT 2 days ago.
I'm sure you did.
I did. I'm a dick butt whale. No, but
how's your virtual real estate doing? Is that hanging in there?
Terrible, tanking. Just not good at all.
Hey, you still have that shoe that prints helium when you walk?
It's not helium. It's a different token. It's a token that goes down even faster.
Tell them about the pool. Tell them about the pool.
We're putting a Bitcoin mining machine to heat the pool. So Strazza thinks that's the top.
So Morgan sign off on that? Did she?
She probably doesn't know. He's
rolls
not
her
going to
eyes
tell
and
her.
thinks I'm crazy with most of the things I do. So it's just like another one. She's like, oh, here he goes again.
She's not listening at this point.
You don't think that's inappropriate at like a Jesuit institution that is
college.
Fordham University to say something like that? You think it's okay?
It's just
These
not
professors
unique.
are putting far worse things into their heads.
Yeah.
You think it's okay? Okay.
It's not
I'll say it.
unique information, though. I mean, I
All right.
give them some proprietary JC. That's what they're there for. They want to see some JC on 10. Come on.
I stayed away from the drugs and the hookers, to be fair. Thank God. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
right?
Thank God. Like looking back on life, like if I would have fallen into any of those traps, and usually they come together, that would have been bad.
I never tried drugs for the same reason I never tried first-person shooter video games, because I knew I would be so into it and addicted, I would probably, you'd never see me again. So
Video games are really something. Video games are fucked up.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, on that note, Mr.
On that
Brian
note.
Lund, thank you for bringing some sanity and some clarity to this conversation with these two knuckleheads today. I really appreciate you more than you know, my friend. Thank you.
my pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Go
Thanks,
get
Brian.
some dumplings. Go make us proud. Go get some Vietnamese. He lives right in that Vietnamese neighborhood, dude. They got
It's
great.
6 o'clock in the morning, JC, for him.
So look, Strazza's like 3 sandwiches deep already. Like Strazza's like, ain't no thing. I'll have dumplings for breakfast.
I ate way too much this morning. Seriously though, I did.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a nap.
For those wondering, the fast is going great. TBD and how long I'll go. Let's bring on Mary. I know Mary has sent over
Fast
some
is going
cards.
great. All kinds of food, not just carbohydrates, Strazza.
All foods. Although anyway. Okay, Mary has upped her chart game in the last few weeks, months on the show. She sent us some good ones today. So let's bring her on.
What's up, Mary?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Just getting along great this morning.
So I've been listening. I don't know how I follow the drugs and the hookers, but
No, the idea is to stay away from those things, Mary.
Right. Well, I mean,
I'm not encouraging that
I live
for
in
you.
Michigan. There's
They don't have drugs and hookers in Michigan?
There's drugs. There's just not a lot of hookers. No.
I doubt that.
You don't see them. Just maybe not on my side of the state.
I was gonna say not on your side.
Not
of the
on my
state, Mary.
side.
The ladies of the night appear when you're sleeping. That's how that works.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Anyway,
All right. So yes, I brought along. Okay, so this is where I'm still in the learning process of all the things, technical analysis and CMT. But something that was in the CMT curriculum, we've done it a couple of times on the show over the course of the last couple of years. Relative rotation graphs.
oh, yeah.
And I love these because I think it goes back to my education roots and being a visual learner. And so the thing that I wish I could show to the audience today is the actual animation of this, and I couldn't figure out how to be able to download and save this. So that's where I'm still playing with the toys. But basically what this does, I have this on a 10-week time frame, and using the S&P 500 as the benchmark, these are the 10 sectors, and you can watch as these kind of move around from outperformance to underperformance, or improving, leading, weakening, lagging. Those are the 4 quadrants of an RG graph. And you can basically see the rotation amongst the sectors. And so JC is always talking about rotation is the lifeblood of a bull market. And for me, I know
Is that how I sound?
in my best JC voice that I can do, I guess. I know you see that just in price. For me, I'm more visual. And so when I can see it actually moving and rotating, that's very helpful to me. So in this one in particular, I have what I've been watching in the last couple of weeks is XLV, which is healthcare, mainly for the reason because it is the farthest out there, meaning that it's got the largest magnitude of change or display of relative volatility. So it went from lagging up into improving. And, I've got all these stats still in my head from the test, but the likelihood of it moving then from improving to leading is about a 68% chance. And so we've seen, JC, actually, I took this from your conference call, the next chart that I put in the deck is the 2025 sector performance. So shout out JC Parets for this one. I won't own this one.
It's a good chart. Good chart.
It's a great
right there,
chart.
Mary.
Right. Yeah. So Healthcare, 2020-25 performance at the top, plus 8%. In fact, it's even more since I think you made this chart, because when I was looking at the RRG graph last night, it was, I think, up 10%, or at least from the last 10 weeks. Maybe that, yeah, includes 2024. How many weeks are we into 2025? I'm not even sure. I don't do the counting
9?
well. Okay, that's why. So yeah, I don't do the counting well. That's why I've got all the toys. So I've been digging around in healthcare, and so my next chart that I brought along is one that we've talked about quite a bit, and that is Eli Lilly. I have been in and out of this one many times. I've made a ton of money off of this company. If you zoom way out, the uptrend on this is a beast. The RSI never hitting oversold on the weekly, not even close. I mean, the strength of this company, off the chart. So a couple of weeks ago, they had earnings. I had a VWAP anchored from the highs. And so earnings came out, they were good. Company was up. We took out that VWAP, I got in. So there is a range here, obviously. I outlined that here. We're trading in a range. For me, it was getting above that VWAP, which, that's for Steve with Bitcoin, same thing. So that was my entry. That's also going to be my exit. Target is those former all-time highs. And we'll kind of evaluate, if we're completing this base and we continue higher, or if it's going to stay in the box. That, we can't predict. But there's a trade there. Just recognize it is in a range. That's why I've got the VWAP as my in and out. So I like this one, and it's been working well for me since I got into the trade.
This was a trade that I was looking from the short side if it broke that 700 level, and it really never did. And when these bearish patterns don't resolve higher, and in this case, like whatever, I never traded it. Like fine. But if I was really smart, what I would have done is when it didn't work, I would have gotten long. Like I own some, I have them in my longer term portfolios from the long side, but from a tactical perspective, in hindsight, I probably should have gotten long. And this is just a good lesson in general. Like when these bearish patterns don't turn out to be bearish patterns, there's nothing more bullish. You know what I mean? Like that is as bullish as it gets when theoretically bearish situations don't turn out to be that at all. That in and of itself is super bullish. And, I could have done a better job of getting long instead of just waiting for a break to get short. But it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. So
good reminder.
What's that? Yeah.
Good reminder for everybody, myself, everybody listening.
And one of the other places that I've been poking around in, especially in rangefinder, and when I do kind of my weekly roundup and I'm looking at the RGs and I'm looking at kind of the all-star charts research and I'm kind of evaluating where do I want to go shopping this week. I find the sectors that I'm most interested in, I pull them up in rangefinder, and then, then I start to sort and look to see what is close to its entry level. This is another one that hit my list just here in the last week or so. Medtronic PLC. This is medical devices out of Ireland. You guys, I've said it 100 times. I love a good base. And when you've got the confluence of that VWAP anchored from the highs, that's where I jumped it. Actually, I got in right at the VWAP. Kind of waiting to see how it handles kind of this overhead supply here, this former resistance. Candle was not, it's looking actually a little better today. When I printed this chart, it was not looking so great yesterday or last night, looking a little bit better today. But we're above that resistance. And so kind of wait to see how the week closes. And I like it to the long side. And again, with RSI, that's one of my favorite indicators. Higher lows, and so as that base was building, putting in higher lows, showing bullish divergence there, and so I'm in.
Yeah, these medical equipment stocks, I still think healthcare could be the best performing sector this year. The leader within healthcare is medical equipment. This technically is headquartered in Dublin, but it's one of those like, Fugazi ADRs, like, one of those like accounting scam situations, which is great. I'm all for it. But they're from Minnesota.
Oh, seriously?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. A good Midwestern company. That's why I like it.
Yeah, but they got that Dublin HQ, some tax
one word, taxes. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Just taxes.
I don't care. Not my problem. All good.
Yeah.
They'll do we got to do, but they're definitely.
Yeah, this is great. This looks awesome. I also own this, Mary. This is great.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So I think there's some serious phishing, and you can just pull up XLV IHI, and you're going to find a lot of charts that look like they're finishing bases. I've got a lot of alerts set, and like I said, if you're a member with us and have Rangefinder, get into those filters and filter by sector, healthcare, or you can filter by industry and look just specifically for medical devices. That's one of the reasons that I love what we do so much, is we've got so many tools to assist our customers with. And for me personally, as someone who's working all day, it makes the process so much easier. So thank you.
Are you buying the Bitcoin, Mary? Strazza is very upset with me that I'm buying the Bitcoin today. Well, I did buy it this morning. It was the first thing I did this morning. I woke up, bought Bitcoin, brushed my teeth. That's what I did.
So full disclosure, I was adding to positions yesterday.
Ooh! Strazza, you want to yell at Mary and tell Mary what an idiot she is?
Yeah,
you want to tell Mary how dumb she is and how like the weight of she's not weighing the evidence like you are. Tell Mary how dumb she is.
You're both adults. You're responsible for your decisions and your portfolios and the losses that might ensue from the bad decisions that you might make. It's literally
Mary,
not
are you
something I
also
even
buying
think
the
about.
Ripple? I got some Ripple.
I don't have any Ripple. Nope, I have to check that one out. But I knew, I knew that the presidential address to Congress was last night. So guilty pleasure, truth be told, I watched the whole thing because that's my poli-sci coming out there. Love politics. And so I was watching, and then I had my computer open with Bitcoin, and I was watching Bitcoin and how it was responding and futures. So that was my nerd out moment. It's almost like
what was last night?
There was
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Since you keep poking, I would just like to clarify. Yesterday, I talked about buying some puts, adding some shorts. We didn't do that. We thought about it. We did put on a couple new trades. I put on two specifically, actually three specifically that we shared with Breakout Multiplier members. We got long some silver and we got long some Chinese stocks. And the difference between the things we got long yesterday and Bitcoin is that things we got long are skyrocketing today and Bitcoin still looks like shit.
So for me, I'm waiting for a weekly close on Bitcoin. That's my time frame.
And then, when do cryptocurrencies close? Out of curiosity, Mary.
I know.
The futures markets close, JC. The Bitcoin futures markets and the.
Was that Friday? So
Ethereum
Friday close or
futures
Sunday,
markets.
Mary?
Yeah, Friday close to Sunday night.
I'm asking Mary.
Oh.
I don't know I'm not sure what my what does trend spider. I'm not sure when the weeklies close on.
I thought that was rhetorical.
Oh, anyway.
All right.
I don't know. Whenever
if they could stick the landing above 90, that's huge.
Yes.
But I've said it a million times. The trade I really like is above 102, but I mean that's not really relevant right now. Strazza's like, no, it's not relevant. So why do you keep talking about it? Right?
Let's do some quick recess and get out of here.
All right, let's go.
Because Mary shared some stuff.
Okay,
Ooh.
so yeah, this is so sweet, you guys. So my family and I have been obsessed with this YouTube live video out of Bear Valley and Big Bear, Bat Valley. And so this is, they've got a camera on an eagle's nest. And so Jackie and Shadow are the two eagles, and their little eggs hatched here in the last 48 hours, 2 of the 3. And so it's been so fun to watch, like mom and dad fly in and fly out. They were feeding the babies yesterday, and I don't know what they dragged up to the nest, but they were all ripping it apart, and it was all bloody and gross. Aren't they so sweet?
Cool.
Yeah, so this has been on at my house. We've been watching the eagles. We've been waiting anxiously for the babies to be born. It happened. So just a really fun thing if you've got kids.
Oh.
You could even go back and rewind to see them coming out of the eggs or see the babies being fed. Great nature stuff, and I just love the symbol.
This
of
is the
eagle
most
for our
wholesome
country.
thing.
Oh, so
This
yeah.
is great.
Bald eagles are the coolest.
Is this legal? Is this legal to do this?
Take pictures?
Evidently.
Aren't we like not allowed to like fuck with eagles? Isn't that no?
We're not. We're just recording them. No big deal.
So there's a camera up there, and it records 24/7. So there's a live YouTube stream. Actually, Spencer, I put the link to the YouTube channel in our chat so that you could put it in our chat.
You did?
It's
Okay.
in Slack. Yeah, it's in
That's
Slack.
cool.
You can put it in our chat. That way, people can go and check it out.
Oh yeah. Go check in on the eagles. That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
We have one on the golf course, and it's so exciting whenever we get to see it because it's just enormous. It's so large, like you see it next to the vultures, and it's crazy. And so I think that I never knew that they would live this far south, so I thought that was really cool. And he lives alone, so it's kind of sad.
Oh.
He's got
They're
no
not-
family.
that's just how they roll. They're not sad.
Really?
Yeah. Cheetahs are like that too. Cheetahs wander alone also.
Interesting. Yeah.
They just don't want to be with other animals. Like it's just how they roll. It's not like they're just
I can relate. Anyway,
Great American animal. Great American animal.
yeah, eagles are dope.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Check it out when you have a chance.
JC, have fun tonight.
Yeah, good luck.
Anyone have anything
I am
else?
going to be eating sushi with Patrick, and I'm going to be there for like 2 hours, just crushing uni and toro, and then I'm probably going to be like done with the toro, and then I'm going to order more toro, and then a little bit of sake, and then probably going to get some more toro and uni, and then I know Strazza's out there listening. We're going to get the quail egg, and we're going to put it there with the uni. We'll do a little side by side.
It's too much. The quail egg is too much, man.
And then we're gonna go to the Rangers game, and we're hooting and hollering with the hockey. These hockey people are crazy, and like Cubans don't know anything about hockey or ice or any of this stuff. But I love going to hockey games. These Rangers fans are bananas, and I'm there for it. I'm ready, stoked.
Great, it's gonna be.
I heard everything. You guys are gonna have such a great time. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Go make some money. All right.
Adios.
Bye, guys.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.